Take it easy. Fasting without water was difficult even for Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, I'm off now. But remember, no work today.
I don't know how it started, but Biji told me the Karwa Chauth story. There was this king who was so good looking, so wealthy, and had such a beautiful wife that even the gods envied him. This made him proud. Of course, his arrogance was not going to be left unpunished. And so one night, Choka, his body was covered with millions of fine needles. The queen was horrified, but being a devoted and loyal wife, she spent a full year taking them out. Finally, there were only 2 needles left on the king, 1 on each eyelid. The queen was about to take these out when her maidservant told her that a holy man insisted on meeting the queen that very moment. While the queen paid her respects to him, the maidservant plucked out the remaining needles from the king's eyes. As his eyes flew open, the king embraced the maidservant, thinking she was responsible for plucking out the millions of offensive needles from his body. When the queen walked back in, the king demoted her to the status of maidservant and promoted the maidservant to the status of the queen. In despair, the queen tried to tell the king that it was she who served him. But of course, the king had made up his mind. The poor queen pleaded and begged, but had no choice. So she ended up sweeping the floors while the maidservant preened on the throne.
Choka! I guess the queen just couldn't leave her husband, could she?
What are you saying, Sita, madam? How could she leave? No. Once you're married, you're stuck forever, like glue. Huh? Sad, but true.
Anyway, the holy man who had observed all this called the poor queen over. He told her that if she fasted without food and water for 1 whole day, from dawn to moonrise, the spell would be broken. The king, recognizing his real wife, kicked the maidservant out and lived happily ever after with his true and devoted queen. So now you know why we fast, to prove how loyal and devoted we are to our husbands.
What a wimp. I mean the queen. And as for the king, I think he's a real jerk.
What are you saying, Madam Sita? The king was a very pious man and good looking too, and the queen, his #1 wife, a true Indian woman, a goddess.
What do you think?
I don't know. She didn't have many choices.
I'm so sick of all this devotion. We can find choices. What I would do for an ice cold glass of water.
Sita, madam, is too modern.
Oh, PG, don't worry. I'm not going to break the fast. Your Jatin will have a long life.
It's my parents' fault that we're here in India in the first place. After the Cultural Revolution, most of the bright, forward-thinking Chinese went to the West. My working-class parents decided on India. Can you imagine? India. Not Australia, not Canada, but India. I hate it here. It's the stupid lavatories the Indians insist on using. A hole in the ground. When I want to shit comfortably, reading the Kowloon news. Indians squat. How can you read the news when you're squatting over a hole in the ground?
You won't.
Sammy, what do they call you in school?
Chingy.
Chinky. See? It's my Julie. My Julie's got the right idea. Hong Kong with an American accent. How long did it take you to speak like #1 Yankee?
6 months.
Bloody Indians. Now that they've promoted themselves from a developing country to a developed country, they think they're #1. No place for minorities here, eh?
You're right, sir. We Indians are a very complex people.
There's the moon. First the water. Then the mud tea. And now the aarti.
I think Ashok Bhaiya should keep this fast for Swamiji. I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me.
You're hungry.
Oh, I'm just thirsty. Could I drink some water now?
Of course. As soon as you get Jatin's blessings.
But he's not at home.
Wait. Here. Back to your room.